Welcome back to the channel. This is my 53,000 mile Jeep Cherokee. It's 33 degrees outside, and I'm gonna walk you through everything that's wrong with it. So if this is your first time watching the channel, I purchased this 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ from a City of Norwalk employee who purchased it from an internal auction that they had for their employees, I suppose. And what I came to find out when I went to go pick up this car is that it was never registered. So this Jeep Cherokee essentially has never had an owner. It was used by the Connecticut Police Department, and as such, I suppose it never needed to be titled. I have the original certificate of origin that came from Daimler Chrysler at the time that states this car is built at whatever factory and going to this dealership to then be resold. And what I guess happens is that, like in some municipalities, the police assign their own internal plate numbers to these cars and never actually register them through state or federal motor vehicle registration channels. So this car, again, has a zero owner history, but it does have service records when you run the VIN number on the Carfax. Also, within the manual, I found some notes, I suppose, from, I guess, times where they had trainings or whatever. The handwriting is pretty difficult to read. And I also have the insurance card for the City of Norwalk in here. It doesn't seem like this has ever been opened, aside from the notes section to scribble down some notes. And yeah, I just thought that was really cool. Now, let me take you through everything that's wrong with this car. If you haven't already noticed, the headliner is sagging. This is a common problem on every Jeep Cherokee ever made. What happens is the glue hardens, loses its stickiness factor, and then the headliner comes off of it. In addition to the headliner, it's got a police light that needs a new bulb. My rear view mirror came off. I've tried epoxying it, but it won't stick, so I'll have to order a new one that comes with its own adhesive and attach that to the windshield. I also have the notorious cowl leak that either happens on the driver's side or the passenger side and leaks into the floorboards. That's why I have these towels down. Even though this was a police vehicle and it was maintained really well, the person I purchased it from gave me a few records of things that were done, such as the battery, the coolant flushes, the transmission flushes, the differential flushes, etc. It still has the ABS issue, which stems from a faulty motor circuit located right back here on the back of the ABS pump. A wheel speed sensor on the left rear that has failed, and a yaw position sensor that's not picking up a signal. I'm assuming it's because of the wheel speed sensor as well as the ABS pump. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to replace the wheel speed sensor, see if that fixes the problem. If that does not fix the problem, then I'm going to look to the ABS pump itself, and instead of just replacing the circuit located right back here, I'm going to just buy a whole new unit and have it installed professionally, because this isn't something I really want to mess with. Hopefully that clears off the ABS light. I'll then proceed to do the thermostat housing, refresh the power steering fluid. The AC pump does work. I'll do the radiator as well and take it from there. I'll also be cleaning up this engine bay, and last but not least, swapping out some spark plugs if they need to be swapped. Moving on to the lower half of the truck, I'm going to need 4 new tires, because while these tires have great tread on them, they are severely dry rotted and cracked. I will also need possibly a new set of wheels, or maybe I'll just have these redone, refinished to keep the stock police package look. It could use some touch up. The hood is faded, as well as the rear bumper, so I might have those painted as well, provided I can get a good price. Last but not least, moving on to the undercarriage. This muffler is shot. It needs to be replaced. I've purchased a replacement. I'm gonna have it cut if it needs to be, if they can't unbolt these bolts, and replace the muffler, as well as possibly the tailpipe, because I do see some signs of corrosion. The differential has some surface rust. I considered sanding this down and respraying it with just black primer. The undercarriage is primarily rust-free. There's no significant amount of rust aside from surface rust on the cross member over there, a little bit on the emergency brake cable housing over there, and the leaf springs, which is common. These things tend to flatten out over the years and develop surface rust. The front suspension is still, however, pretty good, so I may not do anything with the suspension in general. So that's everything that's wrong with this Jeep Cherokee. Make sure to follow the channel, hit the subscribe button, like, leave a comment if you have any questions about what I'm doing or any suggestions on how I should go about doing it. I read every comment. I try and reply to everybody. And also stay tuned. I'll be uploading all the repairs that I do to this car, starting with the headliner, which should go up shortly after this video. Thanks again, and see you soon.